My best friend.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Vivian. I'm the third natural here on YouTube, and I'm coming at you with a recap of episode 3, 4, 5 of the Real Housewives of Nairobi. I'm sorry I've not been able to catch you guys up real time because obviously a lot is happening. Life is life called in Nakuru. If you don't live in Kenya, let me educate you. We have our winter on March, April, May, June, July, and sometimes even August. I'm kidding, guys. It's not winter. It's rainy season. People planting. It's cold. That is why I have tea with me, and also because I'm serving you tea. That's why I'm sipping tea. So episode 3. Not a lot is happening actually. Yes, the declutter theme obviously, and Lisa invites one of her friends so that she can declutter with a friend. I think these are personal friends. They've known each other for a long time, and so Lisa comes out with some of her clothes and a gun case. Sijui inaitwa case ama inaitwa nini exactly? Just go find out on your own. But she comes out with something that holds a gun. And I'm like, what in the Muzungu is going on? Who has a case for a gun in their house? So apparently it belonged to her ex. And she also has a lot of clothes there. And she goes ahead and explains each and every piece to the friend as she's throwing them away and why she's letting them go. This is something that actually everyone should do, because sometimes you hold on to so much. And there's so much that you're holding on to has energy, and it brings the negative energy into your place or space. And so Sonal goes to a jeweler. She's going to gift herself. She gets herself a very beautiful piece of jewelry. This is a rich woman, remember guys. It's Simba. She can afford these things. And the friend has known her for quite some time. She's telling her how she's seen growth in Sonal in terms of mental health. And that Sonal has been evading their therapy sessions. If you've been to therapy before, you know that sometimes life is going too well and you don't want to open like a can of worms by, going to see a therapist. So you evade. And that is what Sonal has been doing. And the therapist actually tells her that she would love if they attended a session as they used to. And Sonal goes ahead, sends out invites that are so personified. When I tell you everything in this invite was picking Sonal, from the how the thing it came to the envelope, how they were embroidered on the top, the art, the color, and they send out also cookies. So everybody receives their what invitation to this Sonal declutter party. Everybody is looking good. The ladies arrive at the event and they are sitting now in a circle. Incense is burning. Oh, please let me give you a little background of Sonal so that you might understand why incense is burning. I think she's Hindu, and in Hinduism you can be able to burn incense as a way of releasing energy and all of that stuff. So they're writing on papers whatever it is you want to let go of and throwing it in the fire, and it burns. The party is going on well. People are happy. People are opening up. People are telling each other their personal stories so that you can be able, to relate to each other. And from this episode, they have actually created a very tight circle of friends from this episode. So Mine, during this episode, she has lost her father-in-law, and so happens that they're still obviously grieving. And the husband tells Mine to obviously attend Sonal's party to go and be there for Sonal. So Mine comes in 7 hours late. Guys, the queen of being late was actually Vera for the longest time, but Mine is actually taking it to the next level. 7 hours. 7 hours late. Are you kidding? Mine arrived 7 hours late, and like Grapevine had had it for a long time that Mine was going to come and cause drama, and everybody at the party was actually expecting Mine to come and cause drama. Yeah, she was coming to cause drama. 7 hours late, and she came in bearing gifts. Guess what were the gifts? Mirrors. Maria, because she says that Dr. Maria is not real. She has different faces, and for each face she's going to need a mirror. So Mine comes in with 3 mirrors. So many people actually are not impressed by her being 7 hours late and coming in dressed up. Sasa, I don't know if these guys expected Mine to come looking raggedy because she has lost her father-in-law. That is not how it happens. Some people grieve differently. Somebody like Mine, we do not expect to see her without makeup, without a wig, and without a short dress. At this point, I don't understand what's the issue with Mine wearing short dresses, because Vera keeps shading her for her short dresses. But she has a gorgeous body. She does not have cellulite, no stretch mark, babes. Let her wear her short skirt, her short dress, whatever it is that she wants to wear. We cannot all be the same and wear long dresses. Everybody is side-eyeing Mine. You guys know that TikTok sound for criminal offensive side-eye, bombastic side-eye. Everybody is side-eyeing Mine actually. And at this point, everybody seems to have a problem with Mine. Some people feel like Mine is acting, because I mean she's the cast of single Kiasi, so she's kind of used to acting, and everybody feels like she's not being authentic, like she's not bringing her true self into the show. Please remember that this is a reality TV, so we expect to see a lot of realness more than acting. And people confront her, obviously. So Nal confronts her and is like direct to her and asks, what is your problem with Dr. Maria? Dr. Maria did not insult you. Dr. Maria actually insulted Vera. So the person who should be having all these issues is Vera and Dr. Maria. Bine goes ahead to explain that a little bad told her that Dr. Maria wanted her fired. So I think this is in terms of projects. We all know that she does projects. So somebody wanted her contract, dismissed or something like that. And guess who was wearing feathers at the event? Susan. Susan was wearing feathers at the event. So immediately she said, a little baddie. Everybody knew it is Susan who was the little baddie who had told her this story. So apparently Susan gets offended. Now, I don't know what was really offending, if it's truly her who had told her that Dr. Maria wanted her fired, but that is how this episode ends. It ends at a very ugly confrontation between Mine and Susan. And I feel like Susan actually likes wearing feathers, because in episode 4 that I'm now getting into, she's also wearing feathers. So episode 4 begins with people going to Mawimbi restaurants. And Susan sends the invite for people to attend Mawimbi restaurants. The dress code is white. People are looking good. Let me tell you something, guys. People are wearing pearls. So now comes in with a pearl dress. Lisa is wearing a piece of necklace. I don't know from which exotic country. I'm sorry, I'm just going to say it like Susan. Susan is also wearing pearls on her dress. People are looking good. It's an all-white party. You guys know the vibes. You know the vibes of rich people when they host parties. It's everything seafood, going real good. Conversations are flowing, and Vera comes in. She comes in late. At this point, everybody understands that Vera is pregnant. She's bound to appear late, but it's also a habit of hers to appear late. So she comes in after everybody has already discussed the previous events that happened at Sonal's party. She says she likes seafood, and so Susan organizes for her to eat the 7-course meal that they had all also partaked. And Vera is eating, and during eating she asks Susan, how do you manage co-parenting with your ex? And Susan says it is actually really easy. The father of her child is amazing, and they are easily able to do it. At this point, Vera breaks down, crying because it so happens that Brown, her husband, has not been able to see his children from his previous relationship. Like he has been trying to go and see them in the schools that they are in, but the wife or the ex has transferred the kids, so he has not been physically able to see the kids in 2 years. And this was making obviously very, very sad, because she would like for her partner to go and see children from his previous marriage. And actually there's a theme of divorce, there's a theme of co-parenting in this show. It's showing the modernization actually that we are in this country, because Kitambo, if you fell out with like somebody, you were not going to allow them to see the kids. But in this episode we can see that the dads are able to meet their daughters in as much as they're divorced with their moms, which is a good thing. I love that we're here as a country. Vera is crying, and every lady is moving towards her, obviously, to console her. Lisa is asking what's wrong, because most of these ladies are actually now too close to each other that they care about each other's problem. And Vera now explains to them what is happening, and they all cheers, and the event ends well. In this same episode, Vera is going to have her 3D scan. It said that there are only 3D scans in this country, and she's going to get one. So they go in, her Brown, Asia, they go to see their sibling, and the parents go to see the kid. And during the scan, the doctor says that she can be able to see the sex of the baby. However, there's a twist to this. They're not going to be able to see the sex, because they want it to be revealed at the gender reveal party. So Vera calls one of the events organizers of the gender reveal. Vera gives the event organizer the envelope containing the gender of the baby. So the gender reveal party is coming up real soon. Invitations are sent to everybody, and the theme is shades of brown. Beautiful. I don't know why they came up with brown. The event is to happen at a place close to a water body, and since it's a gender reveal party, it's obviously happening during the day, and the ladies are arriving. Lisa is obviously the first one to get there. She meets with some of Vera's old friend, and Susan comes in as well, and they're catching up who knew Vera first. They're asking each other about Vera. Some of them explain that they knew Vera before the video that's made Vera go viral. I told you guys about this video before. And everybody is happy to be attending. Vera is getting ready in, and she comes in at such haste. They're walking real fast, and everybody is being called towards the field. And now at this point, the helicopter passes, and it's releases some blue smoke. Mi sijui kama ni smoke, sijui kama ni film, sijui ni nini wanatumia, but blue in color, signifying the Vera is going to have a boy. Everybody is so excited, everybody is hugging, Vera is screaming, she's jumping, she's totally excited. It said that she wanted a boy. Birds. Can you guys hear the birds? Okay, it is said that she wanted a boy. Sonal is not able to attend the event. She is in London, a very cold UK at this point, and she obviously sends a video to tell Vera that she is happy for her and she'll not be able to attend. Later during the evening at like 7:30, everybody is sitting. People are playing games. People have divided themselves into groups and they're playing those games where you say actions and the people in the group guess what it is that you're saying. And at 7:30 is when Mine is arriving. Mine arrives so late and so unapologetic. She just walks in, goes and hugs Vera, and she comes in with a friend. Vera is kind of obviously offended that she came this late. Guys, do you imagine attending a gender reveal party at 7:30? 7:30, everything has happened. People have eaten, people are almost leaving. It's a gender reveal party. It's not a club. And she comes in again wearing a short dress. Obviously, Vera throws shade at the short dress again. Everybody is mad pissed. Lisa cannot hold it in. She goes in directly for Mine because first of all, Lisa was feeling like Mine was also acting, and Mine is eating, and Lisa goes in and said, "Oh, you're coming in late and you're well dressed, everything." Mine explains that she was late because the tailor who was making her dress was also making Vera's dress. What an excuse! Like, you want to tell me invitations were sent quite earlier on, but you decided you're going to use the same. Everybody has a brown shade of something in their wardrobe. You should have just thrown it on and come to the party on time. So everybody feels like this is not actually genuine and people go in for her again. Mine goes ahead to explain why she has had her guard held up. Obviously, it's because she came in, people were attacking her and she had to, guard herself against the attacks. And Vera goes ahead and explains that she's not pleased that Mine actually came too late, and the excuse was actually not excusing because, babes, because of Taylor. Are you serious? Taylor, right? Susan obviously is not feeling due to the previous confrontation and the energy is not feeling right. So Vera decides to call the truth and she wants people to discuss exactly what is the negative vibes and see if they can resolve it. However, this issue is not resolved, but Mine is actually sincerely apologetic to Vera and she explains why she has held her guard up like that, and she's actually going to open up a little bit more. However, during the confession, Susan said that she does not care if Mine opens up or not because people have already built quite some connections, and if she's missing out, that is actually on her own. So, ladies and gentlemen, episode 5. I'm sorry, I don't know if it's towards the end of episode 4 or beginning of episode 5, but it's Mine who's reaching out to Samantha. She sees online a brand called Samantha Wines and she's reaching out to see if they can collaborate with the wine during her event. Her event is coming up, her 10 years in film, I think, is coming up, and she wants to collaborate with the wine so that the ladies can have something to drink. So she reaches out to Samantha and apparently the lady says that she should meet at the office because first of all, this is a business venture. Now let's welcome Dr. Catherine. Dr. Catherine is the owner of Samantha Bridals. I know you guys know Samantha Bridals. It's been on our televisions for the longest time growing up. Dr. Catherine also deals with property. She says that she buys, holds, and then sells. We can see some of the properties that she's selling with her husband and her daughter. Her daughter plays the piano, obviously, and she has such a beautiful. She also owns a couple of businesses, and this is where she comes in as a housewife to the Real Housewives of Nairobi. Now, if you know something about brands, sometimes, especially when they're really young, the people tend to hold on to them, and so they're so specific with the kind of influencers they're dealing with, and they do not fuck. So at this point, Samantha's wine is fairly new to the market. It's just been introduced and they are dealing with a number of influencers, and Mine wants to be part of the influencing team. So she directly asks Dr. Catherine at the office if she can be part. Dr. Catherine declines because they've already reached out to some of the influencers that they wanted to work with, but goes ahead and explains that they can work together obviously in the future when the brand has grown a little bit more. So Mine takes it obviously positively, and she goes ahead and welcomes Dr. Catherine to her event. Now, you know, guys, during a reality TV show, it's either you invite someone to the show or you cause drama. You have to do something, you know, you have to do something to secure obviously your position at the show. So she goes ahead and invites Dr. Catherine, and this also Catherine says yes, she will attend, and Mine goes ahead and tells her that the dress code is your ultra ego dress as such, and gives her the venue, which is the Kenya National Theatre. Now all the ladies get the invite obviously of the event during Lisa's party. So Lisa had thrown down a party where she had invited a designer from Rome. The designer is said to fetch materials from big brands like from Gucci, from all of those brands, and she stitches them on her own using her own hands and sells the dresses here in Kenya. So it's during this event, not so many people attend. Susan and Mine attend Lisa's party, that one for the designer, and they're having a confrontation. Obviously, Susan comes in wearing such a beautiful headgear. I mean, she's a fashion icon, and her dress is also very, very good, beautiful to say the least. Mine is wearing corporate wear. She's wearing a blazer and a dress and heels, and she's looking good. She drives in her Mercedes Benz, beautiful. But however, they're not even able to sit at the same table during this party that Lisa hosts. Lisa tries to call them together, but it does not really work out, and they end up leaving in the evening without making much contact of each other. So Nal and Vera were not able to attend, but it's during this party now that Mine invites people to her 10-year celebration of film. So the event is said to happen at the Kenya National Theatre, where people go to watch film. So it's not that cozy, and that is where Mine is going to be doing her stand-up. So today is here, and people are arriving at the venue. So Lisa is the first one to arrive, and she arrives like way earlier, and she's standing for 1 hour. Not even the host is there to meet her. It's then that Mine comes in. She's really nicely dressed. She's wearing a very beautiful jumpsuit with fabric. I don't know what they're called, fabric on the shoulders, and she looks really good. Lisa is wearing it, and she says that she's dressed as a side chick to Richard. I'm sorry, I don't know if it's Richard or who, but she's dressed as the side of that person, and it so happens that the side was actually her grandmother. So it's clear that this side chick business started a long time ago. And Lisa asks what Mine is dressed as, and Mine says she's dressed as herself. Ladies start coming in. So Nal comes in dressed as Marilyn Monroe, and Susan comes in with purple feathers. I forgot she said she's dressed as who exactly. And they are served with cold samosas, and they do not appreciate that the place is not posh, and they bitch about it obviously. And now they enter the theater where Mine is going to be presenting. Mine is seen at the front of the theater. Obviously, she's giving a speech on being called fake and everything, and how she came into this industry and how she's been able to do it. And actually during her speech says, "Mama, I made it," in the film. And the ladies are clapping for her obviously. I am sorry guys, I forgot Dr. Catherine comes in dressed in as, I don't know what. I am sorry, I don't know what she was dressed in as, with red feathers, more black feathers, red tights and boots. That is, says hi to people. Apparently most of the ladies know Dr. Catherine in different ventures. Like Lisa, they met at an arts something. With Sonal, they also had met before. With Mine, they had met obviously previously, and with Susan, they had met before as well. So she's not really a stranger, but to most of us who are watching, she's a stranger. And they get into the theater, and that is where Mine is presenting. So Mine's presentation, the ladies are asked to also present, and Sonal does a very nice impersonification, is that what it is called, of Marilyn Monroe. Susan goes ahead and also does hers, obviously throwing shade still. Lisa does hers, and Dr. Catherine does hers as well. So the tea is actually on Dr. Catherine's. So apparently she was wearing like a Playboy. I don't know much about the Playboy industry and all of that, but she goes ahead and explains that one day her daughter had asked her about Playboy. On shift to the event, the ladies go back outside, and so now tries to call for a truce between Susan and Mine. And everybody's airing out how they felt about each other, and unfortunately, there's no peace that is made. Vera cancelled on this one, I forgot to tell you guys, because before when Vera had met Sonal, she said that she's not actually sure that she's going to attend because it's a cheap event. So she actually missed out because as in she was not feeling Mine, and she didn't want to be there. She did not want to drive to town and be in the presence of Mine. You might call it petty, but actually some people actually enjoy comfort and they will not attend if it's not comfortable. Everybody then comes to a unanimous agreement that that was a low budget event, not like what everyone had thrown for others. And it is now said that Mina is also cheap. Not only is she fake, but she's now also cheap. However, you guys, I'm beginning to think that Mina is actually not the problem. The problem here could actually be Susan. Yeah, because Lisa can also be petty. I've seen it. So is Vera. Basically, we've not found who is the villain so far. We're in episode 5. Episode 6 is coming out next week. Maybe we'll find out more next week. See you guys.